just starting, yeah.
Yeah, it's just starting.
It's not 4:30 yet.
What time is it for you? What's up, chat? What's up, chat? 22:30, 10:30 p.m. Type shit.
What's up, chat?
What's up, chat?
What y'all boys up to? Just chilling.
Watch this be everybody who joined. And then next week, niggas gonna be texting me talking about, oh, am I supposed to break out here, take the trade here? Like, bro, you're not even joining the fucking backtesting sessions. Chad, is my audio too loud? Like, is the music in the background too loud? Like, let me know. Is everything valid? How's my day been? Been a chill day so far. Nothing too much. Been a chill day, man. Alright, it's 4:30, so let's start this backtesting session, man. Get this shit going. You only got 3 people in here today. It's all good though. All part of the process, right? For your indicator, what are your settings like? Hey, I'll show you. Just take a screenshot real quick. I only got the London session on though. That's the only one I need. But this is my settings. So take a screenshot. Alright, we're gonna start the live session. Let's start backtesting, man. Turn the music down a little bit. Alright, so we're gonna start with US 30 today, chat. To be honest, I mean, it was a solid week, honestly. Like, it was better than the previous week. But, like, I mean, shit, we missed all the good trades, to be honest. So, but we going back to see how we could have got better. You know what I'm saying? All part of the process. Alright, so boom, this is on Monday. This is Monday the 28th of April. We're on US 30. Obviously, we have these lows right here, which would be our support level, right? And we obviously have highs, which would be our resistance level, right? We have resistance, we have support. Now, as you guys can see, our resistance level is at London highs, right? So, hold on, let me just change my settings real quick. Alright, so as you guys can see, resistance is at London highs, right? We could also put our resistance level right here, but like, as you guys can see, like, bro, it's a whole area, right? So if you want to draw that a little bit better, you can just draw a box for real. But yeah, you guys see obviously support, resistance, right? We have resistance at London highs and we have support at these lows right here. Obviously we broke above London highs. 9 a.m. we would have came into the market right around here. Let me just mark that out for you guys. Right around here. And we're just looking for our setup, right? So we already pushed above London highs pretty good, right? As you guys can see. And we're just looking for price to create a new high, because obviously we're pushing up. We want to see a retrace. So I want to see price create a high and a low. As you guys know already, that's the setup, right? So we already broke through this previous resistance level, which is now a support level. So initially what I was looking for is something like this, right? I want to see a push up, and then I want to at least see price retest this level right here, and then break above or below, right? Now the reason why I didn't take this trade is obviously because I mean this wasn't really a strong high. Like we did create a high, right? We had everything we wanted to see. As you guys can see at 925. I didn't get you proper. Can you repeat it once more?
I'm not finna start over and repeat the whole thing, bro.
I got you. Boom. Right, we have London highs right here. We have these lows right here. Support and resistance. You know the strategy already, right? So boom, right? We came into the market at 9 a.m. Right, we pushed above London highs. Obviously, support becomes resistance, and the resistance becomes support. Oh, I thought you was talking to me. So yeah, support becomes resistance and resistance becomes support. So initially, I was just looking for a retrace or like some sort of pullback to this level right here, so we could create that high, which would be our resistance level, right? And we had the low, which would be on these London lows right here. I mean London highs right here, if that makes any sense, right? So boom, we did get a pullback right here, as you guys can see, which is what I was looking for. But it wasn't really a strong pullback. Like I said, I wanted to see price at least come and retest this level after breaking it, right? And then we could take the trade to the upside or the downside off of the breakout. So we had all our confluences right here, right? We created a high and we obviously created a low. But it was I wouldn't say it's an A plus setup, but like we could have still took the trade just because we have all our strategy confluences, right? We have a high, we have a low, and it's obviously before 9:30, right? This is the 9:30 candle. Boom, at 9:30 we broke above the high, and as you guys can see, we would have definitely cashed if we took this trade, right? We would have entered right here, probably about a 30-point stop loss, and as you guys can see, that shit ran to a 5R, right? So that would have definitely been a W trade, but like I said, it wasn't really a pretty setup, right? I didn't see exactly what I wanted to see, and that's the whole reason why I didn't take it, right? So, I mean, you can pick and choose what trades you take, right? I just like to pick those setups that I know for sure I'm more than likely gonna make money, right? Because if not, it's just like gambling, right? If that makes any sense. But yeah, that was on Monday on US 30. We didn't take that trade. Tuesday, yeah, so on Tuesday we didn't take this trade. For some reason we missed it. But so boom, coming into the market at 9 a.m., which would be right here on that very bearish purple candle right here. And obviously we're looking for support and resistance. So obviously we have our resistance level currently. Obviously we have a resistance level at these highs right here, right? So this is a whole area, so we can just use a box, right? Boom, we have a resistance level at these highs, right? Now as you guys can see, we had these lows right here. Boom, right? We will just mark out these lows. Obviously at 9 a.m. price completely disrespected these lows right here, right? And like I always say in almost every single backtesting session, resistance becomes support and support becomes resistance. Now what does that mean? So basically, let's say we have resistance and we have support at this white line right here. Boom, we have consolidation, and then eventually price breaks out, right? If it breaks out before 9:30, right, and then it pulls back, gives some sort of, it doesn't even have to pull back. Once it breaks through that initial support level, this support level becomes a resistance level, right? Same thing if we was to break out to the upside right here. Boom, if we was to break to the upside, as soon as we break out, this resistance level is no more a resistance level. It becomes a support level, because once this candle closes above it, then it's basically disrespecting this zone, right? So boom, let me delete this real quick. Boom, boom. All right, so boom, at 9 a.m., right, we pushed below this support level, which makes it a resistance level, and we took out London lows, right? So at this point, I'm not looking for shorts, right? Because obviously we don't trade off of London highs or London lows. So at this point, I'm not looking for shorts, right? We have our support level at these low that we created, right? And we have our recent support level, which became a resistance level. So now we have resistance and support. All we want to see is a breakout to the upside. Like I said, I'm not going to be looking for shorts just because of how close we are to London lows, right? So Boom. As you guys can see, at 9:30 we broke above, and we would have entered as soon as we got that breakout with a 30-point stop loss, targeting these previous highs, and we could have also caught a 1 to 4, right? Now, chat, like I said, bro, unfortunately, bro, like for the whole week we literally missed all the valid trades, to be honest. And I mean, it is what it is, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't do nothing about it. It's not like if we can go back in time and, like, you know what I'm saying, retake these trades. But I feel like a lot of people, especially beginner traders, bro, they would like just, you know what I'm saying, chase a trade, bro. Like, I don't think that's a good thing to do. But I thought you said you don't trade on London highs or and lows. Bro, I'm not trading off of London highs or lows. This is London lows, right? When you see this red line, this red dashed line, this is London lows, right? So if I was to take a short position, I would be trading off of London lows, right? For example, let me give you another example. Let's say boom, right? We pushed up, we created London highs, and then boom, boom, we have resistance right here, we have support right here, right? And we want to see a breakout either below these lows or above these highs right here, right? Boom. Now, actually, hold on, let me draw this a little bit better. Okay, so boom, we have London highs, right? And let's say we create a resistance level on London highs, or just in this whole London area. Let me draw the box, right? This is a whole area, right? So let's say we pushed up in here, boom. Now we have our resistance level, previous high before 9:30 would be right here. And let's say we push down, create our support level, and boom, we have support and resistance, right? So boom, we have support and resistance. If he was to break to the upside, it doesn't have to directly be on London high, like specifically like on the like tip of the candle, bro. Like, it doesn't have to set up on the tip of the candle. But what is in that, once it's in that London high area, as you guys can see, we have London high, it's a whole area, right? Once you break out off of that area at 9:30, bro, most of the time, bro, it's just gonna come up, grab this London liquidity, and then push back down. So that's what I was showing you right here, right? Boom. As you can see, this is London lows, right? Um, this red horizontal line right here is London lows, right? So if we was to take a short position, we would be trading off of London lows, right? So if price was to push down at 9:30, breaking out to the downside, then and we took a sell position, that would be trading off of London lows, right? That's what we don't want to do. So as you can see right here, we're not trading off of London lows, right? We're trading back up to the upside. We're not trading like to off of London lows, if that makes any sense. Like, do you have any questions? Let me know. Let me know if I explained that properly. I want to make sure you actually understand that, so you don't go into next week and then you get cooked. Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. But yeah, so yeah, this was also a very good trade setup. But the reason why I missed this trade was because I was looking at Nasdaq, right? On Nasdaq on this day, Nasdaq had a way better setup. Like, I'm talking about, like, it looked way better than this setup right here. So that's one thing I gotta work on for myself, right? That's one thing I gotta work on. Like, I fuck, I just lost my train of thought. When can we do better what can we do better in the coming week? Bro, what do you think I'm talking about right now? Anyways, so on this trading day, chat, I just feel like that's something I gotta do better, bro. Like, just not really focusing on one specific chart or trade idea, because with the breakout strategy, like, the setup doesn't have to be pretty, but once you got all your confluences right, like, the setup will play out. So on this day, bro, I was just stuck on one trade idea, and this one played out before my eyes, and I just didn't take it. So I mean, that's all part of trading. But I mean, yeah, that was on Tuesday. Nothing really special. But yeah, so this trade was potentially 1 to 4, 1 to 5 RR. Another one that we missed out. So I mean, it is what it is, though. That was on Tuesday. Let's go to Wednesday. Wednesday we had news. So I wasn't really looking to trade on Wednesday. It wasn't like right at 9:30, but we did have news. Here, I'll pull it up on the screen for you guys real quick so I can show you. Uh, all right, so on Wednesday the 30th, boom, right? So we had news, right? As you guys can see, we had news from 8:30 a.m. to 9:45, right? Now, in between this 8:30 and 9:45 area, obviously, we're looking to take our trade at 9:30. We're looking for our breakout trade at 9:30. It's obviously in between 9:45 and 8:30. So, just to be safe, I just rather than not take a trade that day, right? So, yeah, I didn't take a trade on this day on US 30 or NAS 100, but I mean, it was some valid setups either way. If the news, if the late news if the last news on 8:30 was orange folder, wasn't it good? Like we have usually on Thursday? Nah. So, I mean, it's really all up to you, but bro, like from experience, bro, like whenever there's news, like whenever okay, so for example, like on the same day, like Wednesday, we have a lot of news like PPI and then unemployment claims and we do trade. Yeah, so okay, so let me explain that. Right? So basically, whenever there's news from 8:30, right, through 9:45, or sometimes it would even say freaking 9 o'clock to like 10 a.m. Like whenever 9:30 is in between, and it doesn't really say the specific time of 9:30, bro. But once there's like bad news before or like in that same time period, like I just stay away from the charts because it's never good, bro. Like it's never good. Like red folders, especially for USD, is just never good, bro. The only trades I would take with red folders around 9:30 is unemployment claims. Literally, that's the only thing. Uh I don't trade PPI or none. It's just unemployment claims for real. But yeah, I just like to stay away from the charts whenever, especially around 9:30, bro. Because you guys gotta understand, bro. 9:30 is the stock market open, right? That's the most volume in the markets. So, bro, you would get cooked if there's one red folder. But we do trade when you have unemployment claims, no matter what other news are at the same time. What? Un- but we do trade when you have unemployment claims, no matter what other news. Give me an example. Let me know. But yeah, I just don't like to trade whenever there's news around 9:30. So I just stay away from the charts. I mean, there's always gonna be other trade ideas. So you know, just rather play it safe. Check April 10th. I got you. Let me pull it up on the screen real quick. Uh, April 10th. Oh, April 10th, 8:30. Yeah, but bro, this is at 9:30. As you can see, it says 9:30 to 9 a.m. And then it has 9:30 right here. Like I said, if it's between 8:30, oh, didn't see that. You good, bro? If it's between 8:30 or like bro, once okay, I don't know how to give a good example, bro. But just like the example I just showed you guys, bro. Like if it's what day was that? The 30th. But it's GBP, not USD. What's GBP? On April the 10th. Where do you see GBP? USD, not USD. Yeah, but this is bro. GBP is not gonna affect us. We trade USD indexes, right? So 8:30 to 9 a.m. we have CP. Oh shit. 8:30 to 9 a.m. we have CPI, unemployment claims, and all that shit. But it's until 9 a.m. Right? The next like orange or yellow folder is at 9 a.m.
and then we'll be straight after that.
Bro. Oh my gosh. Alright, chat. We gonna text me about this. Text me in the fucking Discord about this, bro. Cause
But why aren't you trading on Wednesday? There's no news at 9:30. There is news. I just showed you.
alright, we're gonna get back to the back testing, boys. Alright, so boom. On Wednesday we had some news, right? The news was from 8:30 to 9:45. So I just wasn't looking to take a trade.
Right? So boom,
I just stayed away from the charts. We did have a valid setup right here, but I mean, I just wasn't really trusting it. You know what I'm saying? We did fake out to the upside before 9:30, and then at 9:30 we just dumped. If this was a regular day with no news, I would have definitely took this trade, right? So coming into the market, we would have obviously seen like we created lows right here, and we obviously created a high right here, and then boom at 9:25 we kind of broke above. But we wouldn't have took that trade just because it wasn't 9:30 yet, right? So obviously, just following your rules, you would have been straight. Motion trades like it's ending red folder news. Chat, we gonna go over that at the end. At the end of the backtesting session, you guys can ask me questions. We gonna talk about that at the end. But yeah, so boom. If this was a regular trading day, I would have definitely took this trade. Would have came into the market at 9 a.m., which would be right here. Obviously, we have resistance at this high right here, and we had support right here. And as we got closer, we created a new low. Boom, at 9:25, we broke to the upside. Wouldn't have took the trade because it wasn't 9:30. Would have been patient. We would have waited. At 9:30, as you guys can see, we completely dumped, breaking through that support level. I would have definitely entered on shorts with a 30-point stop loss, and as you guys can see, we would have definitely cashed, right? So boom, that was Wednesday, and on Thursday we had a valid setup on Thursday right here, but I mean, price action just wasn't the best, and it just didn't go our way. But boom, right, coming into the market at 9 a.m., right? We obviously have resistance, right here. As you guys can see, if we pull it across, it's a strong level, right? So we obviously have resistance, right? And we have support at London lows, right? So obviously at 9 a.m., we created this low right here. So boom, we have a support level. Now, all we want to see is a breakout to the upside, or, well, I mean, I wasn't really looking for shorts, right? Now, the reason being why I wasn't looking for shorts is because, like I said, we're on London lows, right? We don't trade off of London lows, right? Now, if this setup presented itself outside of this London high, London low range, then we would have definitely been looking to take the trade in either direction. But because we're on London lows, I'm not looking for shorts, right? So, boom. At about 9:20, we pushed up, created a new high, right? And I'm just looking for that 9:30 breakout, right? At 9:30, boom, we got the break to the upside. I entered on longs, and as you guys can see, we got cooked, right? Price action was completely trashed, completely chopped, and we got cooked. But I mean, this is an A+ setup right here, chat. Like this is a perfect setup, right? If this setup would have played out, we would have definitely capitalized off of this. But it is what it is. But this is a very good setup. So boom, we pushed up at 9:30, got faked out. Most people would have probably entered once you break below London lows, but obviously, like I said, I don't trade off of London lows, so they probably got cooked. But as you guys can see, bro, price action was just ass this day. Like, it wasn't us, because we didn't break any of our rules, right? We did everything we were supposed to, right? We had support, we had resistance, we didn't trade off of London lows or London highs, and we got our breakout. We got our breakout at 9:30 with some volume, right? So we entered. Boom. As you guys can see, price action was just choppy as shit, bro. Like, if I delete all this shit, like, just looking at price action, bro, it's just choppy. Like, it's just a bunch of up and down, up and down. Like, we don't want that, right? So unfortunately, we took an L on Thursday. It is what it is. Like I said, you know what I'm saying? Like, we had a trash week, right? We missed all the good trades, right? And the one time we got a valid setup to take, price action was ass. So it is what it is. But yeah, that was on US 30. Let's jump to NASDAQ, man. let me know. Let me know if you guys got any questions real quick before we hop on this real quick. But yeah,
I'm gonna read through y'all messages real quick. What are y'all talking about? 9:30 can't be in between red folder and the next yellow folder news.
bro, you guys are still on that folder shit. Let's get this shit straight. Hold on. All right, we're gonna go over it, chat. We're gonna go over it. So boom, right? Hold on. All right, boom. Let me see if I can find a good example. All right, so hear me out. Make sure you guys pay attention because I'm not going over this again, right? Tommy Cruise, right? Hear me out. So boom, right? As you can see, right? It says 8:30 a.m., right? And as you can see, it says 9:45, right? Obviously, there's no other number in between 8:30 and 9:45, right? So if we have news at 8:30, right? We have Canada, right? And we have some type of high impact news for Canada, right? That's obviously not going to affect us, right? Because we're trading USD index. But boom, we see two red candles for USD, right? Mind you, it's in between 8:30 a.m. and 9:45 a.m., right? So if you see USD red folder between 8:30 and 9:45 a.m., obviously there's going to be news at 9:30, right? So that's the whole reason why I did not trade on Wednesday, right? Once again, as you can see, so let's say for example, let's say it said 10 a.m. or some shit. Like let's say it said freaking 6:30 and it said freaking like 10 a.m. 6:30 through 10 a.m. Once you see USD folders, bro, if it's not unemployment claims, bro, just don't take a trade. That's all it is, right? That's all it is, right? Now, if it's different, like the one that dude showed me, which is on the 10th of Thursday, the 10th of April, where it was like 8:30 through 9 a.m., then obviously we can take a trade at 9:30, right? Because the news is from 8:30 through 9 a.m., right? It's not from 8:30 through 9:30, right? Can you also go on 7th May calendar on news? Bro, we're on the 3rd of May. Why do you want me to drop to the 7th of May? Are you talking about what I was talking about in the Discord? Why I'm not trading on Wednesday? The reason is because FOMC. This is all just from market experience. You guys probably won't know this because you guys haven't been trading that long for real. But normally, whenever there's FOMC, bro, when we have FOMC, the whole day is fucked up. That's true. That's the whole reason why I didn't trade on this day. So even though we don't have news at 9:30 a.m., just because we have FOMC later in the day, I'm just not gonna take a trade. Because FOMC the markets are just never good on FOMC days. That's why when you go on Instagram and you see all those like crazy big ass traders like Q Banks and freaking FX Algae and shit like that, Alex G and shit like that. That's why they don't trade on FOMC days. They always say today's FOMC, no trades for me today. So this is the whole reason why I'm not trading on Wednesday. That's why it's in the live trading schedule. Same with CPI, yeah. Sometimes I would trade after CPI, but FOMC for sure. I just stay away from the charts. Then I'll stay out. Thanks. Yeah. So boom, that was it. So boom, let's hop on Nasdaq now. Let's go over Nasdaq. So boom, this was on Wednesday. Basically the same setup as US 30, like I just showed you guys on Monday. But boom, Monday the 28th. As you guys can see, we got our two levels, right? We have resistance at London highs, right? And we have support at these lows right here. Now, once again, like I said in the previous, I was gonna say lesson, but I guess I don't know. Like I said in the previous lesson, I guess, um, London highs, like this is all an area, right? So if price, it doesn't matter if if your setup is not like exactly on London highs or London lows, right? But once it's in this little area of London highs, then we're just not looking for longs, right? Same thing for London lows. Like we're just not looking for lows. I mean for shorts, right? So as you guys can see, we have support, we have resistance, right? We have our levels, we have exactly what we're looking for, and boom, we obviously barely have any structure, right? We're not looking for longs. So once you break above this level, all I'm looking for is price to create a high, right? So we're looking for structure. We're just looking for that high and low before 9:30. Like it happens every single day, right? Well, most of the days. So boom, we're just looking for a structure. Coming in at 9 a.m., right? Obviously, no structure. We're not looking for longs because we're on London highs, right? So what I wanted to see was price to come up, give me some sort of high, and then give me a low before 9:30, right? So we can have some sort of structure. Now, if we look into this more, I really could have just called this level right here structure. As you guys can see, we came up and then pushed down, creating a low right here, and then pushed back up. And then we created a high at about 925. So, I mean, I guess we could have used this as a support level, and we could have kind of used this as our resistance level. But, I mean, either way, we would have still took an L. Why? Because at 9:30, if we drop down on a 1 minute time frame, uh, and we go back to Monday, if we can, boom. All right. So as you guys can see, right, if we drop down on a 1 minute time frame, this 9:30 candle pushed up, right, and respected this high, pushed back down. We didn't break out of that support level, right? So if we push back up at 9:30 and we broke out to the upside, we broke out at 9:31. I would have took a buy position, right, and we would have got cooked either way, right? So it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, setups that just don't look good, bro, just stay away from them, bro. Like, if you're not sure with a setup, like if you hop in the charts and you gotta like double think if you should take a trade or not, like, bro, just stay away, bro. Because obviously, I mean, in this setup, like, we didn't have like, I mean, you guys can say we had a high and a low, but realistically, bro, like in real time, when you're like on the charts and you're looking at this, bro, like you don't want to take a trade like this, right? We have no clear structure, right? So boom, it was just a shit setup, so I just didn't take it, right? It was completely ugly, right? We didn't really have a clear high and low to really go off of as our breakout levels. So as you guys can see, like we just, you know what I'm saying, it was just trash, right? At 9:30 we broke through this level. I guess we could have went short right here and had like a I don't know, like a 20-point stop loss, but like, bro, like knowing me, I would have probably just target these lows and try to take out these lows. So either way, we would have still got cooked. So I mean, just wasn't really a good trade idea, to be honest. Wasn't really any good structure, and the confluences that we look for obviously wasn't really there, right? So boom, just wasn't a good setup. But yeah, that was on Monday. Tuesday, my charts are dirty as shit. Hold on, let me. All right. So boom, this is on Tuesday. Now, this is the same trade that I was showing you guys on US 30, basically. This is on the same day, on Tuesday, until I said I was looking at the better setup, which is why we missed the setup that actually played out. So, boom, just to remind you guys, if I go back on US 30, right, and we go back to Tuesday, I'm sure we went over this trade setup right here, right? You guys remember this, right? So, boom, yeah. So this is a valid trade right here. But the reason why I didn't take this trade was because I was looking at this NASDAQ setup, right? This NASDAQ setup looked way better, right? Way better. So boom, we have previous support, which became resistance once you break below. And as you guys can see, we created a new low, right? So now In this case, I'm really looking for longs or short, right? Now, the reason why is because we're not trading off of London highs anymore, right? We're out of that London high area, right? So, boom, London high, London low area. So, boom, as you guys can see, we have London lows over here. We're out of that area, right? We swept way below London lows, right? We're completely out of that area. So, in this case, if price was to either break above or below, I would have took the trade in any direction, right? But in this case, as you guys can see, we broke out to the upside. Now, I did take a small L, um, and honestly, the only reason why I feel like I took this L was because there wasn't really that much volume on the breakout. I really should have just waited a little bit for more volume, right? So I kind of jumped the gun a little bit, and we did take a small L, but we did get in again after we broke above that initial 930 breakout wick that faked us out, right? So one thing I want you guys to know is normally whenever price fakes out in a direction, so like let's say for example, let me give you guys a little example. Boom, let's say we have resistance, we have support, right? Boom. And we have resistance and boom, we have support. So boom, let's say price was to fake you out at 930 to the downside and then left a wick, right? And then pushed back up and then came back down. Now, most of the time, whenever price breaks out, it leaves a wick, bro. Once price breaks back below that wick, just take the trade because, bro, most of the time, bro, it's not gonna retrace. Like once it breaks past that wick, it's gonna just keep on dumping, right? So that's kind of some market experience. You know what I'm saying? So as you guys can see, that's really what happened in this trade right here. Boom, fake out wick happened. We got faked out. We lost money, but market experience kicked in, and as soon as we broke above that fake out wick, re-entered, and I just targeted these previous highs because I just wanted to be safe, right? I just wanted to be safe and just secure the money that I lost, right? So I was just targeting these highs right here, and as you guys can see, we cashed for 1 to 2 RR. Now you could have hold this trade a little bit longer and took out these highs right here, and you would have caught like a 1 to 4 R. But I mean, like I said, I was just trying to make back the loss, so just took out at a 1 to 2, and it was a W trade. You couldn't. Why couldn't I? Because of this pullback right here. Yeah, you would have got stopped break even. Facts. And it was news. It was risky as fuck. Type shit. Type shit. But yeah, that was a W trade. Um, and this made me end the week. Uh, I mean, I'm still down on the week, but this made me end the day on a break even day. So, so far for the week, um, until Tuesday, we're just break even so far, right? So boom, Wednesday. Um, what happened on Wednesday? Oh, we had news on Wednesday. We already went over that. Okay, so I wasn't looking to take a trade on Wednesday just because of news. And Thursday, price action was just ass. But yeah, chat. That's pretty much it, to be honest. Like I didn't really take that much trades. We took we took a loss on Thursday on Nasdaq too. The reason is boom, coming into the market at 9 a.m. Right, would have been right here, and we obviously looking for resistance as support. So obviously we have our resistance level right here. Right, we have clear highs, right, and we have clear lows right here. Right, so now we're just looking for that initial 930 breakout. As you guys can see, at 930 we got the push to the downside, and we entered. Right now, honestly, I really shouldn't have entered this trade because I mean we're just so close to London lows. um the most I could have got out of this trade was just a 1R, to be honest. Like I wasn't really willing to hold it past London lows because obviously we're probably just gonna sweep London lows, right? So I got in this trade, looking to just take out London lows, right? So I hopped in 30-point stop loss, the usual, and I just targeted London lows. Now we would have got TP smash, but we got fuck. I can't even like what's the word? We got stopped out right away for some reason. I don't know. But boom. If we go to Thursday, as you guys can see, 30-point stop loss. We kind of got a worse entry than that. But boom, as you guys can see, that 931 candle broke out. We entered as soon as you got that breakout, and literally the next two candles after 933 pulled back up, stopping us out, and then proceed to hitting TP before pulling back. Right. So I mean, I guess this would have been a W trade if we got a better entry, right? But like, I wouldn't really recommend anyone to take this trade, right? Because I mean, the most RR you could have really went for on this day was just a 1R, right? Because I mean, I wasn't finna hold past London lows because it's obviously gonna come back up, right? So I mean, after taking a loss on US 30, right? After US 30 gave us that beautiful setup, and then price action stopped us out because it was being ass, right? I hopped on Nasdaq and I kind of got a little bit of FOMO, to be honest. If I'm being honest with you guys, like it happens, you know what I'm saying? We're all human, but I kind of got a little bit of FOMO. I saw Nasdaq pushing, so I entered and we lost, right? So we took two L's on Friday, and boom, we're down $600 for the week now. So yeah, that's all a part of trading, chat. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this little backtesting session. If you go to Friday, I mean, nothing really happened on Friday. Like, I don't trade on Fridays, so I mean, if you guys want to see what happened on Friday, nothing really happened, to be honest, right? But yeah, ended the week down $600, and just kind of got a little bit of FOMO, and we took a L. And I mean, it is what it is, bro. But yeah, going into next trading week, honestly, the only thing I'm really looking to do going into next trading week is just enter a little bit um a little bit less aggressive, right? Because I've been entering as soon as price breaks out, right? Now that is a good thing in terms of like getting the best entry, but like in terms of just being safe, bro, and avoiding these fake outs, like I gotta just, you know what I'm saying, wait a little bit, bro. Like wait like a little bit before just clicking the button, right? Because if you go back on US 30 and we go back to that A plus setup that we took, right? And we got fucked. Like if we just waited a little bit, we would have prevented this fake out right here, right? We would have prevented this fake out. Now, even if you did enter on this 935 candle, we would have still got cooked. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, it is what it is, bro. Just going into next week, I'm just looking to enter my trades a little bit, like, you know, a little bit. I'm just trying to be more cautious on my entries. That's pretty much it, to be honest. I've been doing good in terms of only taking those A plus setups. You know what I'm saying? Only taking those trades that I feel comfortable with taking. So that's a good thing so far. The only thing, I just gotta perfect my entries, and we should be fine. We should be straight. But so far, market conditions has been ass as fuck. Like we haven't been getting any good trading setups at all. And I feel like we're doing good, to be honest, right? There's people out here who's blowing their funded accounts, bro. Like I haven't blown a funded account since like, I don't know, like early 2024. So I mean, I feel like this is a good thing. You know what I'm saying? We're being good. We're only taking those A plus setups, right? And we're only making those small minor um setbacks, which we just need to eliminate, right? So going into next week, I'm just gonna be entering off of volume, and I'm just gonna keep the same strategy, right? Sticking to those A plus setups, and we should be fine. I blew an account on Thursday, that is crazy, but I did accept it Thursday a week ago. What? But yeah, talk to me, chat. Talk to me. Talk to me. Talk to me. Well, let me know. Y'all got any questions? Let me know. Let me know. I accepted that I will lose it Thursday the 18th. You accepted that you was gonna. Were you planning to lose that account, bro? I was taking A plus setups only in April. When it comes to blowing account, it's either risking too much or over trading. That's what I understand about it, because I learned my lesson. Yes, sir, that is completely true. Nah, but I had like 2% left to lose. Oh. Type shit. But yeah, bro. 2%. How much are you risking per trade? Oh, you did say you was risking like what?
0.33% or some shit.
Yeah, chat. So I mean, just going into next week, bro. For me and all of you guys, bro. I mean, we've been doing good so far, focusing on those A plus setups and only taking those A plus setups, which is a very good thing for traders, to be honest, right? Like once you even know your A plus setup, like you're already ahead of most traders, bro. Most traders don't even know A plus setup, bro. Like most traders are just taking trades to take trades. You know what I'm saying? Like,
so the fact that you know your A plus setup is a good thing, right? So what I would say going into next week, chat, is just stick with
only taking those A plus trades. It's not even just going into next week's, bro. Like just going into your whole like trading journey, for the rest of your trading journey, for the rest of your life, bro. Like just only take those A plus setups. Like your win rate will what's the word? Dramatically increase. You feel me? So yeah, bro. And just, you know what I'm saying, keep doing everything, bro. Like we've been doing good so far, especially in these trash ass markets. So just imagine when the markets are doing better and we keep on taking those A plus setups. We gonna be crazy, bro. We gonna be having a bunch of funded accounts rolling in.
I can either risk 1%
Or the majority of setups.
on the majority of setups.
For the last week,
I backtested 20 months,
and now
I know what is an A plus setup.
yes sir. Good shit, good shit.
After my exams in the next week, I'm hopping on a new challenge.
Yes sir.
But yeah, chat, that's pretty much it for this backtesting session, bro. One thing I want you guys to take away
From this backtesting session is, like, I just want you guys to understand, bro, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we all human, bro. Like, you're never gonna master trading.
like, okay, you're gonna master it, but like you're never gonna not take losing days in trading, right? So a lot of people come into trading and they work hard, try to find that A plus setup, try to find that strategy, try to do everything right, right? But they can't handle a loss, right? So I want you guys to understand, bro, like, just if you are a good, have a nice evening. I'm getting ready to go sleep.
bye, bro. All right, so
If you, bro, like to be a good trader, bro,
to be one of those traders who just, you know what I'm saying, rich as shit, like Q Barracks, you know what I'm saying, Alex G,
bro, all you need to do is literally just,
bro, just learn how to take losses. Feel me?
that's all, bro. Once you learn how to take losses, you'll be straight. But that's it for today's backtesting session. I'm gonna catch y'all boys next trading week. We gonna go crazy, and yeah, peace. I'm out.